do I call you Austin? Palmations? Palamations?
It's your pal, Palamation.
Hello, everybody. I am a talking sock.
Alright, so Pokken, what do you think? Pokken.
Pokken do be poppin', though. They just recently, for the uninitiated, put a free trial for Nintendo Switch Online members, running this weekend, at time of recording this weekend. I'll probably get this all out there by the time it's almost over, so
this is like the full game, right? Like, you can really just do whatever, see how far you can get in like 5 days, however long it's out.
Yeah, that's a good tactic, honestly, because I know for me and a lot of other people who have completionist brains, they're gonna, be thinking, I don't want all my progress to go to waste. I should just buy the game when the trial's over.
Yeah, and no, I mean, I played this a little bit beforehand with my fiance, and she saw Celebi was one of like Mew and Celebi, which are two of her all-time favorite Pokemon, were some of the partners you could unlock, and so she started flipping out about how we have to hurry and unlock them and all that. Definitely gives you some incentive to play it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'd say overall fighting game wise, this is pretty fun. I'm normally not a huge fighting game person, but I like fighting games like this where you kind of have more of like a 3D battlefield to move around in.
Yeah, it's a fun game for gamers of all types who enjoy Pokemon and competitive fun.
Yeah, and no, it definitely does. It does a lot better than Smash Bros. At realizing that there's more Pokemon than just first gen. Like, it looks like it actually has a pretty good variety in here, gen wise.
I think so. But speaking of Smash, that's the topic of today's video. Similarly to ARMS, one of my all-time favorite games, it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I enjoy it very, very much. They got a character in Smash, and the way they announced it was just like that. They put the whole ARMS roster on screen during a Nintendo Direct and said, one of these characters is getting into Smash, and we'll reveal who it is months upon months later.
Yeah, definitely. The reason it makes me speculate a little bit for Smash Bros. Is because I know with when they announced the ARMS rep immediately after, or I don't remember if it was after they announced the ARMS rep or after the character already came out, but they announced the free trial for ARMS. And then I know in Japan they did a similar thing with Fire Emblem, where they announced a free trial for Fire Emblem, and then right afterwards is when they announced Byleth. And so it's just like, it does make me wonder a little bit if we could possibly get a Pokken character as the next Smash DLC.
And I would have to concur. Patterns don't always, follow the way fans think they ought to, especially when it comes to Smash Bros. Do you remember in the Wii U, the Smash for Wii U speculation days, when people said, oh no, it's a rule of thumb, you have to have 2 Links, 2 Fire Emblem characters, 2 third-party characters. And that 2 Fire Emblem characters one, they're kicking themselves for ever thinking that.
Yeah, no, and I think that's a problem with Smash speculation nowadays, is too many people try to like put rhyme and reason in everything. And Sakurai really just proves over and over again, he doesn't give two. Like, he'll do whatever the heck he wants all the time. But it's nice to have stuff to think about. And I think regardless of whether it's from this game or it's going to be from Sword and Shield, I have a pretty good feeling we're going to get a Pokemon character as a DLC.
And if we do get a Pokken character for DLC, who will it be? That is the question. I think we can safely rule out the characters in Pokken that are already in Smash.
Yeah, definitely. And I have a good feeling Shadow Mewtwo would make a lot of people mad if they announced him. Shadow Mewtwo as an alt, though, I'd be all for.
As I wouldn't mind it. Well, especially if they based his moveset more on this Pokken game rather than his moveset already in Smash Bros, then that'd be cool. Although it would be a little bit like, really? Another Mewtwo. Awesome.
Yeah. Out of like
$5.99 on the eShop.
Out of all the Pokemon, just putting a second Mewtwo, I don't think that would go over all too well. I mean, yeah, like you said, personally, Mewtwo is my favorite, so like I wouldn't be mad, but I wouldn't fault anyone that would be mad about it.
Yeah, I wouldn't fault anyone for being disappointed either.
But yeah, there's definitely a bunch of really popular characters in here that are like fan favorites that could kind of go either way. I feel like an obvious one would be Gardevoir, but that brings up the whole question of whether or not assist trophies and Pokeballs can be upgraded to characters.
That's true, it does. And for me personally, I don't think it does. But what's your take on it?
See, part of me wants to say that, but at the same time, I mean, you see that Chrom is a character, yet he's still in Robin's Final Smash, so I question how much Sakurai cares. And he could also just do the thing where, I know he does it, can't remember who he does it for. He does it for a character where it's like, say if you play as Gardevoir, then like he'll just make it to where Gardevoir can't appear in the Pokeball, kind of thing.
Right. They do stuff like that on the Green Hill Zone stage, the Sonic stage. You can't summon the Knuckles Assist Trophy because he appears in the background of that stage.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
if you're in the Wii Fit stage, Alucard, you can't summon Alucard at the Wii Fit stage because the background is a mirror, and they didn't want to program him having a reflection. Because he doesn't have one because he's a vampire.
I do actually like, that was such a nice like attention to detail. But yeah, that's the Knuckles thing is what I was thinking about. Like, yeah, I could see them doing that with Gardevoir, but man, I could imagine if Gardevoir is announced, I could imagine the Waluigi like floodgates that would open up.
Oh gosh, we should maybe not even go into that. Tug's collar that I don't have because I'm a sock puppet.
That's a whole nother video. I know another Pokemon that I see a lot of people request and talk about would be Sceptile, and definitely Sceptile would complete like the fire, water, grass trio that they have going on.
Yeah, that trifecta. I remember, especially in the DLC for Smash Bros. Wii U, a lot of people thought he had a really high chance because of, like you said, that fire, water, grass trifecta, but also because that was around the time that Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire came out. So people thought, he's got a little boost in relevance as well. But ever since then, I don't really see people talking about Sceptile in terms of Smash speculation all that often.
Yeah, I see him pop up every once in a while.
They've sort of graduated to Rillaboom.
Oh god, I don't want Rillaboom. I don't want any of the starters from Sword and Shield. They're all kind of lame to me. Especially I can't even remember the name of the water one, but that's the worst defender. I'm not really big on most of the designs in Sword and Shield. It's what it is. It's just not for me. I think I've talked about it a little bit in other videos. Rather than pick who I would say for Pokken right now, I think I'll actually go ahead and say who I would choose if I had to choose a Pokemon rep from Sword and Shield to put in Smash. And I would actually go with Toxtricity. He definitely has like one of the most unique designs.
I've seen a lot of people talking about Toxtricity as well. And I'd be happy with that. He's probably one of the best looking Sword and Shield Pokemon. For me, personally, I'd love if they added the downscaled version of Wailord from Sword and Shield.
I'd honestly really just love to see how he would get around the stage.
Oh, he'd just levitate, same way he does. Like, you can have Wailord follow you around in the DLC for Sword and Shield, right? He just sort of levitates. It's fine.
I would really like to have his shiny color as an alt, so I could name it Thanos. So that's all I think about when I see purple Wailord.
We love you, Purple Wailord. Please come to Smash.
I think there's only like 3 Pokemon from Sword and Shield that I really care that much for. One would be Toxtricity. The second I would say would be I think it's Centiskorch. I can never remember because I just named him after the little centipede that's in Wind Waker, like the fire centipede in that. And then my third Pokemon would be Grimmsnarl. Like he just reminds me of Darkseid from Kingdom Hearts, which is why I love him.
And in terms of Sword and Shield reps, I really don't have any opinion on the new characters. But back to Pokken, I think out of all the characters in Pokken, the one I would love to see most, just out of this roster, make it to Smash, would probably be Aegislash.
Ooh, I was thinking about him.
Because I would just love to see all the memes people make about another sword character being added to the roster, and the character is actually a sword.
Yeah, no, I don't even know what they could really say for that. They'd be like, another sword fighter, and you'd be like, well, he's a sword and he's a fighter. But I mean, I would count him as unique. I mean,
I would too, but you know how people are.
Yeah. No, definitely. I would say, I don't know. There's so many like interesting ones. Because like a good chunk of these guys could be awesome. Like Suicune would be cool, Garchomp would be cool, Weavile would be cool. But I think I'm gonna have to go with Sceptile. From my personal bias of loving the 3rd gen, as well as just the fact that he completes the trifecta. And even though it's not as much now, he's definitely been heavily requested.
Some would say the same for Decidueye, which, back before, in the early days of Smash Ultimate speculation, a lot of people thought had a good chance. How do you feel about Decidueye?
I honestly, like, before Incineroar got announced, I was really pulling for Decidueye. Decidueye's, I started with Rowlet in my game, and I just thought he had the way cooler looking design. And the fact that I originally thought of Charizard as like the fully evolved fire rep, and so I just thought he would have been a better choice than Incineroar.
Yeah, I felt the same way during that speculation time.
Yeah,
in terms of Pokemon characters, I'm not the biggest, I'm not exactly clamoring for more. I feel like we've got a good number. But if you've got to choose any, I would prefer ones with unique designs and fighting styles like Decidueye.
Yeah, no, I'm in the same boat. I personally don't want another Pokemon rep. Like, I love Pokemon, but I'm all for just having brand new series put in. I think if they had to choose another one, I would rather they go with like a fan favorite, like say Sceptile or like Gardevoir, over just like the flavor of the week Pokemon. That's just whatever new game comes out.
I would agree. Now, Garchomp is kind of a meme with Pokemon players, correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't he like super overpowered in the competitive scene?
Oh yeah, definitely. I feel like if they put him in Smash, they would have to just keep him overpowered, or it wouldn't be right. Garchomp fans would riot.
Did you see the beta Garchomp sprite that leaked recently?
I'm trying to remember if I saw it. I'm guessing you're talking about Giga Leak.
Yep.
Which, yeah, I've been paying hella close attention to that. I can't remember if I saw his though. I remember seeing like Regigigas's, and I saw like Arceus and all that.
That Arceus sprite
is
so good.
Oh, I love all of them. Regigigas looks like if you just ran into like Regigigas after his like 6th beer at the bar.
He's like stumbling a little bit.
Oh, I love
it.
Remake the old games with just these little like super simplified sprite versions of everything.
I've sort of, not to get too off track or off topic, but I've always thought that Pokemon, ever since the 3DS ones, like after X and Y, I sort of thought maybe they should just go back to doing sprite artwork, or if not sprite artwork, then like 2D art. Just sort of stick in the original style, because clearly Game Freak aren't comfortable with the scale of 3D Pokemon. Sword and Shield it makes that very evident.
No, I kid you not. I was seriously just about to bring up the same thing, because I was thinking in my mind, I was like, I don't want to go off topic. But no, I talk about that with my fiance at least like once a week, where I'm like, man, if Pokemon just went back to just being like simple little sprites, I think it'd be so much better.
Glad you agree.
I mean, obviously a lot of it's just like out of their control, like the fact that they pretty much have to make a new Pokemon game like every year due to just like all their little like anime and like card and toy like obligations.
Yeah, it's all in vogue. It's all in high demand. Pokemon is, I think, the most profitable franchise of all time, like right above Spider-Man.
Yeah, no, it's I think Star Wars is number 2. It's right above Star Wars.
Is it?
Yeah, it's number 1.
That's surprising. I didn't think that the Eastern market liked Star Wars.
I think it's just like decently popular, but I don't know. Maybe it's so big here in like America that it doesn't matter.
That's totally possible. Yeah.
Also, I could definitely see America being way more. Actually, I don't know. I was about to say I could see America being more into like buying like little trinkets, but then I think about Japan. I'm like, maybe not. Like
they definitely.
If I could count all
they're no
the
strangers
little, like,
to that.
all the little like Japanese little box Kirby sets that my fiance has bought from Japan, it would definitely prove me wrong. Another thing with Pokemon too, like I said, it's kind of out of control. I know they have to keep on the schedule with the anime and everything, but I think about games like Mario Odyssey and like Breath of the Wild, how they had like good like 5-6 years development time. I might be wrong for Odyssey, but I know Breath of the Wild had that much time. I'm just like, God, imagine a Pokemon game where they got 6 years to work on it.
I'm pretty sure we all have, and the majority of us felt a little cheated with Sword and Shield, but they never promised anything of that scale, and frankly, they wouldn't be able to deliver in the current state of things anyway.
Yeah, I feel like a big part of Sword and Shield was just the fact that they clearly weren't ready to transition from handheld to console, but they kind of just got rushed into it.
Yep.
That, and I hate to say it, I do think they have the mentality of they know they're too big to fail. Like they clearly have the money and the resources to like hire more programmers, hire more like developers, things like that, and They just don't want to because they know no matter what they do, the game's gonna make bucket loads of cash.
Oh, sure. Yep, I actually, hey viewers, I actually did a video about this topic, probably a month ago or so. I'm gonna include a little annotation here.
Oh, I should probably go watch that.
As right now, let's interrupt the video. What other Pokken characters do we even think have a feasible shot at getting added? Gengar is he's very popular in terms of, like, you know, being on t-shirts and merchandise and stuff. People love Gengar.
Yeah, no, I thought about Gengar, but I guess this is more from a personal standpoint where it's like I don't want another first gen Pokemon. Like, they get enough love as it is, even in Smash, where it's like he's cool and he's definitely one of the most popular Pokemon in this game, but I think we need a different gen in there. But no, I think I think another Pokemon, I think Suicune would actually be a pretty cool Pokemon, especially because we don't really have a lot of like four-legged characters actually like move on all fours.
Yeah, quadrupedal characters.
Yeah, as well as Mewtwo's our only legendary, so it'd be nice to have another legendary to go toe-to-toe with him.
And yeah, and you know what? Aside from Pichu, there aren't really any Johto Pokemon in the game, are there?
Yeah, and Pichu's just basically lesser Pikachu, so it's not like the best rep for it anyway. But also, you could consider the fact that Crystal is by far probably the most popular and like well-beloved Pokemon game there is.
It's one of my favorites for sure. But that also brings up the question of, are Pokeball characters, Pokeball summons eligible for the upgrade?
Oh yeah, no, you're right.
You know, and if they are, I feel like they are. Some people may disagree, but you know.
You feel like they are eligible?
I think they are.
Like we said, if you just like don't let them appear in the Pokeball when the character's there, I think it creates no problem really. Especially for like lesser Pokemon, like the non-legendaries, where it's just there's multiples of them anyway, so it's not like it really throws anything out of whack.
Right. Like, Pokken actually does that very thing. Krogunk is a playable character, and you can also use Krogunk as a summon.
No, I mean, but why are we not talking more about Krogunk being the Smash rep?
It's been the elephant in the room for so long. I'm glad we're finally addressing it. Krogunk, I feel, is just the perfect fighter.
I see I see him above characters like Waluigi, Geno, all of them on the Smash boards list. Like, it's obvious, it's who the people want. And Sakurai needs to just open up his ears and listen.
There was a poll in Japan before Melee even released, asking fans who they'd want in a potential Smash 2. And before Krogunk was even invented as a character, before we even ever got Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, people were requesting him. So,
yeah, I mean,
come on, Sakurai.
Like, you don't even have to give us the rest of the fighters. Just give us Krogunk, and you can just make all the rest of the fighters different Krogunks, and I'll be happy.
Absolutely. If Square Enix is crossing their arms and saying, we won't let you use Cloud if you put Krogunk in the game, I'd say, bye Cloud, give us Krogunk, please. And I think everyone online would rejoice and be oh so happy that Krogunk is in and Cloud is gone.
Finally, the real star of the Final Fantasy VII Remake is here. All seriousness, I'm gonna have to, I think, stick with Sceptile is my choice.
I'm still generally indifferent on it. I think Aegislash, because he's unique and would be really funny. Here's an interesting question. Who, aside from Gengar, would you not want to see added to Smash Bros?
Throw out the obvious ones like Mewtwo and Lucario. We're already there.
That would suck if they were in Smash.
Oh my god, Mewtwo, get out of here. Well, I see Blastoise on. I think I would have to go with Blastoise, honestly. I think Blastoise is who I'd be most upset about. Just because it's like, first gen, we already have Squirtle.
You keep Squirtle's dad on the sideline.
Yeah. I was about to say Empoleon, but then I thought about the, don't know if it's ever going to happen or not, but potential Diamond and Pearl remakes, and so I would be a little more okay with Empoleon if we got that.
If the announcement of Empoleon was accompanied by the announcement of Diamond and Pearl remakes, I think people would be forgiving.
I don't even think people would remember they announced Empoleon.
I think for me, how do you pronounce this one? Braxian?
Braixen?
This Fox character.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
From X and Y. Yeah, she's no good. She's just no good. Look at her, she's disgusting.
Yeah, no, I honestly, I think my eyes were just completely glossing over her when I was looking at the roster, because I was just that put off by her.
You try to forget.
like I don't hate her, but yeah, I think I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna change from Blastoise to her as who I'd want the least.
I think she's one of those characters that's in the game that you just sort of forget is even there, because her design, it's for all of you fans of this Fox Pokemon out there, don't hate me too harshly. You can enjoy whatever the heck you want. I won't stop you. And if you do for different reasons than me, more power to you. But design-wise, she's so forgettable. Like she's in terms of being a fox, even. She's got a nose and large ears and fluff inside like a fennec fox, but other than that, what does she have to offer? What makes her stand out? Why would this character, it's so meh.
I mean, that's really how I felt about kind of all the Sword and Shield Pokemon, honestly. And honestly, now that I look at her, I feel like her and Score Bunny look very similar.
Right?
Like even the same colors and everything.
It's almost like it's becoming a stamp. Like, it's down the assembly line. We're doing a new Pokemon. We need a new fire starter. What's a nice, cute, marketable animal? And let's make it progressively more humanoid.
Yeah, no, that's honestly one of my biggest complaints is, like, I wish she would have just kind of stayed on all fours. Like, I think she would have looked a lot cooler like that. She got too weird once she reached her final evolution. She had, like, pants, basically. Yeah, no, I'm more of a Ninetales guy myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a much more elegant Fox. That's a more unique, recognizable, distinct take on a Fox character.
And it has all that Japanese lore goodness. I love when they design Pokemon based around like lore, like mythological creatures. I always find that cool.
Yeah, same.
But then Braixen's just like, oh, she's a fox. Back to Diamond and Pearl remakes.
Right, the topic of this video.
I feel like there's a lot of people clamoring for them, but I honestly don't think I want them.
You don't think you want Diamond and Pearl remakes?
Like, I don't see the Diamond and Pearl remakes being better than the original Diamond and Pearl. Especially if they stick with their, like, oh, we can only do half the Pokemon. Then it's like, so what, I'm gonna have less Pokemon than the original Diamond and Pearl even had?
Yeah. That's, if they're going to remake Diamond and Pearl, I think if they did less of a Pokemon remake like they've been doing, where it's sort of taking the old campaigns and putting them in the new engine, but rather a remake, like actually remake the game as it was, but with like a new graphical style and play control and quality of life updates. I think that'd be super duper, but I don't know if Game Freak would do something so classy.
Yeah, I'd be down for one of my complaints with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire was the fact that, like, in X and Y they introduced being able to customize like your clothes and your hair and all that, and I just found it weird that they didn't bring that over to Ruby and Sapphire too.
Oh, they didn't? Oh, what a shame.
Yeah, it's like I get Brendan and May are more kind of actual characters, but I feel like if you're gonna do like a remake, you might as well just add in like the new kind of mechanics and gimmicks that the newer game has.
Absolutely.
You want to wrap this up on one last question?
I would. Lay it on me.
Not Pokemon related, but just out of all Smash DLC, just who's your most wanted character in general?
Okay. I'll cheat a little bit. I've got two answers.
That laugh makes me think it's controversial.
Well, that's okay. They're not popular picks. In terms of a first-party character, I would want Raymark 3 from Custom Robo. Dead franchise. I think they even let the trademark expire. Nintendo does not care about it whatsoever, but I still miss it, damn it.
Right, who's your...
In terms of a third-party character, for a third-party character, Namco is, they developed this game. Like, they've been working on it. And the fact that they only have Pac-Man is he's Pac-Man. You gotta have Pac-Man. He's an icon. But they have so many other characters that would fit into Smash really well. And the absolute one that stands above all the rest in my eyes has got to be Agumon. Ooh. Or really any Digimon rep.
Ooh, that's a good one. No, I've actually been not really campaigning for Agumon, but I've been defending him up and down. Because I keep talking to people that are like, no, Agumon doesn't count, he's not a video game character. I'm like, he is like a Tamagotchi thing, which I'm going to count as a video game.
Yeah, it absolutely was. totally is a video game character. As you know, and the fact that his rights holders are, his initial rights holder was Bandai, which develop, electronic games. They were brought over to Namco. He's totally just because they licensed him out for cards and anime like they did for every other monster collectible game ever, doesn't disqualify him.
I think we could actually use that to pull this back into the topic a little bit. I grew up liking Digimon a lot. I grew out of it over the years, as most people have. But I just think having Agumon versus Pikachu would be so flippin' cool.
Right.
I feel like Pokemon and Digimon had a similar rivalry as Mario and Sonic back in the day. And so I think just how they put Mario and Sonic together, putting Pikachu and Agumon together would just be it'd be beautiful.
He's an iconic character, and a lot of the characters they've been adding to Smash as of late do have that similar kind of legacy. With Banjo-Kazooie or, Dragon Quest, all those franchises. Bring them over.
My older sibling, she loves the Fate series, and she really wants I can't remember what her name is, the main girl from Fate to be in Smash Bros. And I'm I know that's more known as an anime than a game, but I guess it's a visual novel game or something. And so I'm okay, well, if people are gonna count that, then I'm counting Agumon. Because it's basically the same boat. It's they were a game first, but then the anime just got way more popular.
So then what's your most favorite, most wanted DLC character then?
Alright, I think mine are some more generic or well-known picks. I think I'll do what you did. I'm gonna do a first party and a third party. First party, I gotta go with my boy Bandana D.
Yes!
No, I initially thought I was a Meta Knight guy, and then I played because my fiance, her favorite thing in the entire world is Kirby. And so we've been playing some Kirby games together, and I just started playing with Bandana D, and I just fell in love with the little guy. And I'm he's essentially the Luigi to Kirby now. He's the player too. And so I think he deserves the spot. And Kirby deserves more than 3 reps. He's pretty damn big.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. Kirby is one of those series that I grew up on. I played with my other sister. I've got a couple of them. I'm a sock who came in a 6-pack, so I've got 5 siblings.
Oh wow!
And I played through Superstar and Return to Dreamland and Star Allies, all those multiplayer Kirby games with her, and we've had such a blast. I would absolutely love for some more Kirby representation. And Bandana D, he totally, in a similar vein to how with the Pokemon, you want a fully evolved grass starter to complete the pattern. With Kirby, you've got, Kirby, Meta Knight, King Dedede. Bandana D just fits.
Yeah, exactly. He's out of the little 4-player thing they have going on there. He's the player 2 to their 3 and 4. I definitely think he should be in it. And
the 4-player posse.
I think my all-time dream, my big fantasy would be for them to announce Bandana D alongside a remaster of Kirby's Air Ride.
That would
just be the best thing in the world to me. My semi-controversial, depending, I guess, on what side you're on, for my third-party pick, and it's got to be Sora from Kingdom Hearts.
Aha. That's a very hot topic. People want Sora.
Yeah. One thing I see against him all the time that I think is a really dumb argument is people talking about that Nintendo Land that's gonna be built in Universal, and everyone's oh, Disney would be too mad at Nintendo about that. I'm I don't think Disney's that petty or cares that much that they're building a Nintendo Land at Universal. I mean, Mario's not a Disney property, so I don't think they'd expect them to be the first choice to go to, especially for something of that scope. I know that Disney has some non-Disney rides there, but having an entire park, I don't think Disney would want that unless they could own it.
Yeah, Disney's also contentious as to whether or not they'd even, they're allowed to include Sora as a character in their theme parks, so I don't think that's going to... They don't have a lot of say over Sora's destiny.
Yeah.
As much as people want to believe. They have a finger in that pie, but,
you look at Fortnite, and Fortnite's getting, all their, biggest, Marvel and, Star Wars characters, and it's you really think they're gonna give, 2 craps about Sora when they're giving Fortnite, Kylo Ren?
Right.
And then as my final little Sora say-so, I'm just gonna say that I think talking worldwide appeal, America, your country of Britain, Japan...
my own country of Britain, yeah.
I think he's the most mass appealing third party character, or he's a character the entire world can get behind.
Yeah, I can see that. He's not my most wanted, but I did grow up around Kingdom Hearts. I watched my brother play through the first 2 games on PS2. It's a fun franchise. The Heartless designs are so good. I love the Heartless.
Oh, and the music.
Oh, and the music.
got you.
My gosh, yeah.
Like, just to get Kingdom Hearts music in Smash Bros. Alone, I would be over the moon.
Yeah, good stuff.
Alright, so you gonna call that it for a video?
I think we can call that a complete video. Everybody out there listening, subscribe to Palimations. He does some really fun, informative videos on Nintendo, Mario, video game stuff, Final Fantasy as well. He did a review of the remake. And he does adorable Let's Plays with his fiance.
Alright, yeah, and if you're listening to this on my channel, you should go subscribe to A Talking Sock. He does a lot of like discussion videos about not just Nintendo, but Xbox and other game companies as well. He also makes songs, apparently. I just found that out.
We do a couple different things.
So yeah, definitely possibly do some more collab stuff in the future.
Absolutely. So until then, bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.